am I watching?
Says only you can prevent forest fires.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Foul Mouths Network. This is Foul Mouths Live Wire. Episode 180. Fuck me, 48. Cunt.
Night tonight, as it's 9/11 today. So tonight we got to do, a little bit of a different show.
Did you start the show at 9:11 p.m.?
Yes, sir.
I think you may have done that.
I did.
He did on the dot.
Tonight,
on the dot.
Ladies and gentlemen, tonight with us, Mr. Rocky from Super Ugly Show.
Hey guys.
You can catch them on the Realm Network and also on Super Ugly here on YouTube. What's up, Rocky? What's going down, brother?
Not much, brother. 9/11, couple New Yorkers hanging out, shooting the shit the way it should be.
Yeah.
And let me just throw in there real quick, Russo'sBrand.com also.
Yes.
Go to Russo'sBrand.com. It's only $3.95 a month, Ken. I didn't know if you know that. It's less than $1 a week, and you
That's
get
cheap.
over 12 shows
That's cheap.
new every week. It's great stuff.
Yeah, that's cheap for a lot of stuff right there. You know, I was saying it's not just a New Yorker thing, 9/11. Like, it really is a whole fucking world. It like, looking at it 18 years later, it really, like, disrupted the whole world and changed everything all over the place, not just here. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. New York City is the mecca, and I've even spoken to some foreign people, like English and Irish, wherever. Yeah. And even those people, like, they know our country like crazy. Like, they know everything that goes on here. Like, no one can name the president of Ireland.
I have no clue.
Exactly.
An asshole, probably.
No, but you know what I mean? Like, we don't give a fuck.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's an old Patrice O'Neill bit, but it's true. Like, we don't give a fuck about nothing else except America. But everybody knows America's shit. So when 9/11 happened, you're right. It didn't just impact just America. Yeah. It impacted the entire world.
Yeah.
So, but as a New Yorker, it impacted you like a motherfucker. Even if you're not in the city. Like, where I'm at, I could see the smoke in the sky.
Yeah.
I couldn't see the buildings when they were there, but I could see the smoke when they were gone.
Yeah, where I was at work, I mean, I could see, flames and fucking smoke and all that shit. You could smell it like hours later as well.
You're more west than I am.
I just saw somebody just called us and I missed their call. Call back. I fucking, we all have our stories on 9/11 and shit. We're not even going to get into our own personal shit tonight, but we wanted to come on, and obviously on a night like 9/11, it's like, how are you going to go with a regular show and really have fun and all this shit? Because I don't know how it is for where people live in the U.S., because there's pockets of people all throughout the U.S. and the world that, like, on 9/11, it's not exactly the fucking, party time. You know what I mean? Right. So it was like, how are we going to come on and do that, especially where we're surrounded by people who are, like, in mourning, who lost people. You know what I mean? All around us. Everywhere you look, there's people who lost people over here. You know what I mean?
Have you ever asked somebody in their 60s or 70s, what is a bigger event to them, 9/11 or the assassination of JFK?
JFK, yeah. I did. My mother was around for both. I have some aunts that were, and they say 9/11 just because of the size of the loss and right. The devastation. Like, with Kennedy, it was a tragedy, and the country definitely mourned like crazy.
And nobody saw it on TV.
Yeah. No.
Hey, by the way,
it came out like 10 years later or 12 years later.
The footage, yeah. You just heard about it, and people cried it. But 9/11, you were watching in real time, and
by the way, real quick,
you said you didn't want to get into stories, but mine's kind of like odd.
Real quick, before you start the story, real quick, we got the one and only Dave Rose in the house with us right now. Dave. Mr. Dave Rose, the devious one.
Little late to the game. Apologies for not realizing I had to call in earlier.
It's all good.
Yeah, well, what else is fucking new? You know what I mean?
God damn it, Dave. God damn it.
I'm usually on the ball, dude. Don't give me grief, filthy.
What's going on, man?
Not too much. Actually, this is a subject that is very close to my heart. But again, it was Rocky who was talking, so let him continue, and I'll eventually get around to speaking how this affects me.
So again, Rocky, what were you gonna say?
I was freshman in college, just waking up, and then TV was still on from the night before. I wake up, and the news is on because the news was on everything at that point.
Oh, yeah.
The first plane had already hit, so I wake up, I'm rubbing my fucking eyes, and the news reporter's like, plane crashed into World Trade Center Tower, whichever. I forget which one got hit first.
Yeah.
But so I'm like looking, and I'm like, what the fuck? And the image of the tower burning, you're like, that is not something you see ever. So at first I'm waking up and I'm still maybe a little hungover. I'm like, is this like a movie or something? So I change the channel, same thing. And then I call my mother. I'm talking to her. Not even 10 seconds on the phone with her. Boom, the other tower gets hit. And I'm like, holy shit, we're being attacked.
Yeah, you
I'm like,
knew
get
it
the fuck
then.
out of work, Mom.
Oh, you
Like,
knew it
this
right
is
then and
crazy.
there, right? You knew it right then and there. Like once the second one hit, you kind of knew it. You kind of knew it on the first one, right? But when the second one hit, because it was on live TV for me, that's how I saw it. Did you see it on live TV?
I saw it live, and you know what it was with the first one? They weren't. There was no real talks of terrorism with the first one. So I'm sitting there going, "What fucking idiot?"
Yes,
flew
that's
his
what I
plane
thought.
into the World Trade
Yo,
Center.
I seriously,
like, what a moron this guy is.
Yeah,
You know, like this guy's gonna be fucking the idiot of the year,
dude. I seriously thought it was like a little Cessna that like lost its tracking. But mind you, I'll never forget. September 11th, 18 years ago, was crystal clear out, not a cloud in the sky. There was not one cloud in the sky. So it was gorgeous. And you say to yourself, and so many of us said to ourselves, wait a second, you got to be one dumb fuck to take like a little plane and fly it into the tower. And we thought, okay, that guy was definitely following his GPS. I mean, that was the first thought of a lot of people. Like some dumb fuck flying one of these little planes. Because at first it didn't look like a big hole in the building, you know?
Yeah.
It really didn't.
Yeah, exactly. No, it didn't because the fire didn't really expand yet.
Yeah, it just didn't look
like. At first,
like.
it didn't really
we're watching it on this little transistor TV, and all of a sudden, bang, the next one got hit. And like you said before, like, you know, it was like almost instantly that the news people, yourself, your mind, everybody knew terrorism.
I remember flinching, like it hit, and I'm watching it on TV, and I remember like doing that like little flinch. You know what I mean? Because I was like, oh, shit.
Yeah, man.
Because, again, like, you think the first one, all right, it's a goof. Not a goof, but someone fucked up.
Yeah.
When the second one hit, I think everybody had the same reaction of panic and, like, oh, shit, where's everybody I love? Where's everybody at? This shit is going down now. Like, this isn't a fucking accident. And you saw how big the second plane was. We didn't really know about the first plane yet. And when you saw the second plane was a fucking 747, you were like, oh, okay, this is something different.
Yeah, man. I hate when they show the actual footage of the plane going into the building, because that's like the second so many people fucking died. I don't know. It's like we've seen that footages over and over again throughout the 18
how many
years.
times did you see it the day of or the week of? You saw
my
it.
God, dude.
Remember, TV was off
dude, it was
for like
ridiculous.
8 weeks.
Dude,
there was no TV.
Dude, they had
No,
it.
right,
Right,
it was just
news.
They stopped. All TV was stopped for a whole week, man. Like you literally, you could not watch anything. It was all coverage of 9/11. But the thing was, today, 18 years later, they had this kid up there. She had to be 18, and she was reading the names off today in the ceremonies, and she was like, to my father, I never met him, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, here's a fucking, I guess she was 19. I guess she was like not even 1 or something like that, 18 and a half. Well, I don't even fucking know. But she just was born like after the father died in 9/11. And she's up there reading off the names. And then she talks about her father and said, I never got to meet you. And you died right before, I was born, and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, you know how many kids were born after their parents died in 9/11? It's pretty fucked up.
There was a daycare in those towers. There was daycares in those towers. Like there was little innocent fucking children in those things, because they had daycares for the workers at wherever offices. And
there was
shit.
a daycare. There was daycare center in the fucking Oklahoma bombings too, man.
Yeah.
It's like fucking. Terrorism now, we look at it now, we're thinking 18 years later, has the U.S. really had another massive attack? No, they haven't. They've foiled a couple of plots. There was one that was New York City,
Boston,
Times Square, Boston. Yeah, you know, so it was like.
Was Boston really though? Like that was just some jerk off kid from America, wasn't it? Like he wasn't a foreigner, was he?
Yeah, no, they were foreigners, but they were here like on visas and shit. But they were here for a while, I think, and all that stuff. Mike, do you remember that one?
Like
what about the Pulse nightclub? What about Fort Hood?
Yeah. I mean, you could call that terrorism. That's terrorism. Period.
Okay.
It is. But we're talking like Taliban, you know, ISIS.
Religion of peace. Religion of peace.
Yeah, exactly. Religion of peace.
Yeah, well,
who wants fucking that many virgins? I don't want any virgins.
I don't know,
Fuck
man.
virgins,
all
right?
I know is like if they do what they do and strap bombs and all that shit and run in to kill people and they think they're going and they're doing the right thing. If these people legitimately think they're doing the right thing, like it's a sad fucking situation.
Dude, they think they go to heaven and get like 70 virgins.
Well,
like,
when they fucking show up there,
never strap bombs to themselves. You notice how Bin Laden never strapped a bomb to himself?
No.
Or fucking Zakawi. They never
they put it on children.
Yeah.
They put them on fucking children.
Yeah.
My cousin was in the army. He served in Iraq, and he had to shoot a fucking kid. A kid was running up on his platoon, and of course he's got to go 3 channels before he could pull the fucking trigger. But by the time he did, they killed the kid. And they fucking checked him. The kid was strapped with a bomb. He was about to fucking run up and blow them all up.
Jesus, man. That's like some Vietnam shit right there.
It's the same thing with our politicians, though. They stand up on a podium and talk all this shit. We got a bomb here. We got a bomb there. We got a bomb here. And it's like, none of his kids are there.
You know what?
Yeah, why don't you go do that shit? It's your fight.
You know what's fucked up? They showed that. They showed that, man. I think it was Roger Moore. Or somebody went up to a politician and was like,
Roger Moore. He was like, "Listen, I'm Bond."
He's like, he's like,
Michael Moore,
was it
right?
Michael Moore? Sorry, Roger Moore was like, "I'm Bond. I'm James Bond. You son of a bitch."
He's like, "Listen, this is for your eyes only."
Yeah, fucking whatever Moore asshole that guy is. He fucking went up to Michael Moore went up to a senator or some shit and was like asking questions how his kid got out of serving time or whatever, and like some kind of deal that they found out about.
That was in Fahrenheit 9/11, right?
I think so. And he like embarrassed the fuck out of this guy, and you could tell like these politicians, they keep their kids out of, like, look at Bush.
Of course.
Look at Bush, man. The second Bush that was president, the kid, the younger one. He
served, but he got a discharge,
yeah,
right?
like he dodged going anywhere fucking bad, bro. Like
he was Air National Guard, so he was
the Air Force.
Yeah, dude. So he was like, you know, but he got out of it like, you know, by the skin of his fucking teeth.
But his dad was director of the CIA.
Yeah, exactly.
Get the guy
exactly.
anywhere he wanted.
Yeah, he didn't have to worry.
He was Yale alumni. That's how he got into fucking Yale. He didn't get to Yale because he was smart.
Him and Kerry.
He didn't have to worry at all. But you know, they talk about all the shit about and listen, I'm not discrediting anybody. The people who talk about 9/11 as a conspiracy theory, not even conspiracy theory, but they say elements of the government were involved and elements of our president and this and that and all this and that. We're not even debating that today. You know what I mean? Like, today's not a day.
I did want to ask Dave, though, because Dave's a big conspiracy guy. You don't buy into the whole 9/11 conspiracy?
Hold on. A conspiracy basically involves more than one individual to commit a massive crime.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
Clearly, Muhammad Atta and the rest of these fucking Saudi Arabians did conspire. Amongst other people that would then make people think, oh, you're a conspiracy theorist. But the fact is, we already have, you know, physical evidence that we have multiple people who conspired. Therefore, there is a conspiracy.
Yeah.
Now,
but like the hologram planes and shit. And,
that's but there's so many different theories around this, and this is actually like a situation where those that are involved are gonna want to fucking obfuscate the situation, so they'll suggest things like holographic planes or, you know, like directed energy weapons, like all these different theories to sort of distract. Like, again, I wrote this in the chat. In the late 1960s, Operation Plowshare was basically put forward. It was sort of like in conjunction with the Russians, where they were going to use nuclear weapons for peaceful means, create reservoirs of, you know, for water, create underground bases.
That would have worked well.
And well, yeah, I mean, that's the thinking of those days.
Yeah.
But basically, Operation Plowshare was just a way to institute the use of nuclear weapons, including the demolition of buildings and from what I've seen, from what I've researched, the Twin Towers were basically constructed in a way that they would be able to be taken down utilizing some sort of nuclear device.
What is going on? Do you guys hear that?
Yeah, sometimes it does that.
It went to like slow motion, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes it does that shit.
I'm out in like cow country. Okay, there's farms all around me. Like it's surprising I can even fucking communicate with you. I should,
I'm
just put a string and like and
hey,
2
man,
cups.
if you ever do some
send
cow
them out to
tipping,
New York.
if you ever do some cow tipping, let my cousin know. He'll come over and help.
Send me shrooms.
Oh, there's probably
Yeah, seriously.
plenty of
Why
shrooms over
is it I can never find fucking mushrooms, dude? What the fuck is the
They're
deal
hard
with
to
that?
come by, right?
I actually just ran into a guy that I can get mushrooms if you need mushrooms.
You're full of shit. Every says the
I
same
literally just
shit.
had a guy 2 days ago tell me, he's like, yo, if you need mushrooms, I can get them.
Uh-oh,
Dude,
Mike. There you
dude,
go.
I love how the conversation just turned to like acquisition of
Dude, I want mushrooms. I'm going to two Tool concerts soon. I want fucking
Okay,
mushrooms.
That's how
I can
awesome
see why you
mushrooms
want
are,
that.
Yeah.
You turn the conversation.
You know
real
what my problem is with
hold
shrooms is
on.
that like if I
Hold on.
dose.
That's the
Favorite
Birdman.
The
Sorry,
bird
guys.
man. Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba.
Go ahead, guys. Sorry.
It's all right.
No, it's playing, but you just can't hear it.
The Birdie Man. What do you got,
Why
Bird?
was Tommy doing that?
What do you got,
Suck
Bird?
at the men. I so be live. 9/11 was an inside job from the top to bottom. There's so much I could say about that Kenneth
That
Terry's
is
time.
hilarious.
I know, dude. Hey, listen, there's a lot to be talked about on this topic, man. We get that. But today we're just basically, looking at it 18 years later and what it means now as opposed to like, just a couple of years after it. Like I remember 02, 03, 04. The feeling was fucking really weird. Like you go to the airport and like there was shoe bombers getting caught every day. There was fucking plots. Like you would hear everything and you would see
And
everything.
no
on that.
one was calling anybody Islamophobic. Remember
No,
that.
well, that not back then, but
Oh,
you
no,
would
at
see
that
on your
time,
bottom line
everyone
back
was on
then.
board.
They created the bottom line back then. It was created basically when fucking 9/11 happened. There's a stream going across the bottom of your screen, and when you would read that stream on the bottom of the screen for like the first like days and years after 9/11, they would put the most scariest fucking like fear-mongering shit that you've ever read in your life in those fucking bottom lines on CNN. Like you would see shit in there like 4 nuclear
Ken.
power plants are protecting their blah 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 grids because of possible attacks on nuclear power plants and blah blah blah. It was just fucking insane.
Suspicious package found.
Yeah,
Fill in
that
the
too
blank.
you'd hear every fucking day. Every day you would hear
Yeah.
that shit, man. It was getting
Yeah.
crazy.
Meanwhile, a lot of that shit was inside jobs. The fucking anthrax shit came from inside the country.
Yeah, man.
Actually, that came from a specific CIA act. Well, it was a military location, but basically it was chemical warfare, and that was actually tracked back to them. So that you are
See,
correct.
it's
The
like- it's
anthrax
like-
attacks came from the
Fucking
How can I believe anything
Unbelievable.
they say when you
Unbelievable.
hear shit like that?
I know.
That's
Well,
why,
the
that's
Patriot
why I don't
Act.
pay attention. I don't pay
Remember, the
attention.
Patriot Act was actually crafted before the Oklahoma City bombing, and that allowed them to push it forward. And eventually, they got it ready for 9/11, and they instituted it then. But it has been around for a long time. They've been trying to push that for a long time.
Dude, tonight I'm gonna call you Dave Chloroform because it fucking slows
But
down.
every once in a while,
every
yeah,
once in
you
a
hear
while.
it go like you're talking, and all of a sudden you hear like and but when
Okay, you know what?
Fucking
I'm just gonna
Skype,
shut
man.
the fuck up.
fucking
No,
Skype,
No.
fucking, you know who did it, dude?
James Worley did it.
Just
Yeah.
to let you know.
Yo, you want to know something fucked up?
What?
All right, 2001, September 11th, right?
Yeah.
My birthday's September 13th.
Oh shit! Right there, huh?
Yeah, how do you celebrate your birthday on that fucking year,
Yeah,
right?
man.
Guys, let me tell you how this affected me. Okay, so I'm actually on my way to college. Was it like first or second year? I can't remember. But like basically, I hear like, okay, there's something going on. Like I'm listening to like the news radio, like, oh, breaking news, like there's something going on in New York, we're going to keep you updated and stuff. Okay, whatever. So basically I go to school and stuff, I go to class, and then I had a job actually inside the school, working, as tech support and stuff. So I get to, the office, and they're like, "Dave, did you hear the twin towers are gone?" I'm like, what do you mean they're gone? Like they're gone.
That's
like,
a shock just to hear that.
And at that point, there was no, like, at least from what we had access to, we couldn't like see like either live videos or anything, but there was like, a CNN article where like it showed the explosion of the plane hitting, right? So it's just like, as soon as I got off my shift, I went home, and literally like my eyes were glued to the TV for the next 3 days, like just watching and rewatching all the footage.
You couldn't get off of it. You could not get off of it.
Glued to it, dude. I was glued to it. Remember the documentary that the two brothers did where they got separated? They were doing it originally. They were doing a documentary on a firehouse.
That's who caught the second plane.
That's how we got footage of the first plane.
Yeah, the first plane. That's how the first plane got footage like right away. Was those guys, man? I'll never forget that. They were with a fire company. They were following a fire company around, and two brothers that were in this fire company that just started in FDNY.
And they were like a block away, that fire company, right?
Man.
They were first response.
Yes, and you know what? My brother-in-law's fire company, this is how my sister met my brother-in-law, is through 9/11 fundraiser that they had 2 months after 9/11. And my sister winded up meeting him in New York City, and he's from Staten Island, and he was a New York City fireman, and he was on the job for maybe like 4 years when 9/11 happened, and it just so happened that he was off that day, right? So his whole squadron went into that shit, like went up to the top floors to get people, and they called him in, right? And by the time he got there, the first tower collapsed, and he knew his whole crew was in there. Almost the whole entire firehouse died. There was 3 people left. There was 3 people.
Here's another thing, though. Sorry, I had to mention this, though, is that my uncle, he was actually in a boat in the harbor. Basically, just like seeing this stuff live happen in front of him.
That is a fucked up spot to be in. It's funny you saying that because my uncle, he was on the Staten Island Bridge, the Verrazano Bridge, which is like one of the biggest bridges in New York, and he was coming across the bridge as like the second plane hit, and traffic like stopped on the fucking bridge because everybody was looking at it, you know what I mean? And fucking, he said that he was like, I could not believe. I mean, he had the best view probably ever to see what was going down, because when you come over the Verrazano Bridge, you see the city like really good, and fucking downtown is right there. You know what I mean? So
I'd be terrified being stuck on that bridge.
Oh my god, he said he was.
What if they fucking blow this bridge up?
He said, dude, I'm telling you, I swear to God, when 9/11 happened, I had a scanner, and we were listening on scanner radio, right?
There were bombs found.
Yes, and they came on the fucking air on a radio, and now I don't know if there was bombs found on this particular one, but I know that I heard 100%
for sure.
I heard 100% without a doubt. Me and this other guy who was listening on it heard people say, we're getting ready to go over the bridge, and then somebody screamed out and said, no, don't go over, the bridge is set to blow. And we were like, what?
Oh,
and they were like, no, the bridge is set to blow. Do not go over the bridge. Repeat, don't let nobody over the bridge. And we heard this, and we're looking at each other. And this is after we heard that the Pentagon was hit, right? And then we didn't hear that the plane went down in Pennsylvania yet. But we heard the Pentagon was hit. We knew both towers were hit. The towers collapsed already at this point. The scanner was going crazy. These fucking firemen were on one side of the Verrazano, and the people were telling them it's about to blow. So I don't know if they found bombs or not, but all right, so my brother-in-law told me when he was there, because I finally asked him one night because he never talked about it, and we would play cards every night together on Friday, and nobody ever talked to him about 9/11 ever. We spoke about it in front of him, but he never spoke about it with us. So this one night, I finally decided to ask him, because we were all pretty drunk.
You got to an argument.
Okay, so anyway, listen, this kid, he told me, and I never heard anything like it before, and this is coming from a fireman who was right there, okay? He might have been an hour or two short, and that's what saved his life, but he was right there. And he told me, I said, what was going on that day? Was anything weird? He goes, anything weird? He goes, bro, everything was weird. And I go, what do you mean by that? And he goes, listen, the sounds that were coming from all the buildings surrounding the area was fucking weird. And I go, what do you mean? What sounds? And he said sounds from within the building like shit was popping, not kind of like bombs, but kind of like somebody was frying an egg. And I'm like, what the fuck does that mean? I always like questioned, what does that mean, like frying an egg? And he told me that he would hear these noises coming from all the buildings surrounding the Twin Towers, that area, that whole fucking area. All right. And then he said that when the buildings fell, there was a lot of weird shit going on. People down there who did not look like they should be down there. Like,
what does that mean?
Like wearing weird shit, he told me. And I said, well, like, what do you mean by that? And he said, like, it looked like they were in the heart of where the towers went down, but they weren't dirty at all. They were all clean in these black suits. They were like kind of like hazmat type looking things, but they weren't like really over the top. And he said that he saw these people walking around kind of like they looked like they belonged there, but they were clean and it was weird and nobody knew who they were. You know what I mean? And it was a bunch of other shit too that he was talking about that was very, very, very fucking weird. And if you talk to any of these firemen or police officers or any of the civilians that were down there around that area during this whole process, they will all tell you the same fucking thing. They will all tell you
the thing, dude.
Something's not
with
right.
The whole like bombs thing on as far as taking those down, the type of bomb you would need to take down a structure like that is going to be loud to the point where you're going to hear it like miles away. You would hear this bang.
And that's actually cataloged. There's actual firefighters saying not only we heard the bombs,
but no one else did, dude. That I know what you're talking about. That clip with the two first responders. Yeah, they heard
there's so many more, dude. There are so many more. There's actual
They said they heard three pops, dude. Three pops is not taking down the Trade Center.
Okay, there are locations throughout America that are basically made to register earthquakes and any sort of like earth movement. Okay, there was one in upstate New York that basically registered at least 6 large sort of rumblings that registered on their system as
registered seismic activity.
What?
Yeah, but what if the collapse of floors in the building caused seismic shift and shit like that? I mean, you're talking about, let's say, 20 floors collapsing.
What about
oh shit, here's the goon.
Wait, hold on a second. We
got the motherfucking
we'll get into building
goon
center in a minute.
chiming on in. What's up, Mr. Goon? What you gotta say, homeboy? Boy.
There's no denying innocent people died.
Oh, yeah.
But I wouldn't put it past the bigots to have used the towers as an excuse to raid the Middle East for petroleum and further our ties with them. It's a fact government clearance.
Why don't you call them the global homos?
Dude, I can't disagree with anything you just said there, Goon, because, listen, who fucking knows what really happened? All I do know is this one simple fact, that we didn't start it, you didn't start it, I didn't start it, we didn't start it, but we have to always fucking fight in it. We have to always come to the aid of these politicians who go out and start fucking wars with people because of money and oil and all that shit. And we're the ones that got to fucking pay the dividends for it, always. You know what I mean?
Dude, I was talking to my mother the other day, and it finally dawned on me that war is completely pointless. War can be settled by sitting in a room and talking over it at a table.
Yeah, man.
You can talk that shit out. But for some reason, they send out innocent people to go fight their bullshit fight.
You know what?
That they got nothing to do with.
Can I tell you what I always loved, man? And I'll tell you, I always looked up to this guy for this reason. And I respect my father big time, and I don't like no deserters or anything like that. Everybody was military in my family. Both my grandfathers fought in the Second World War. My father fought in Vietnam. My grandfather fought in 2 wars, the fucking Korean War. And so listen, I am for America and stand by America 100% and any of the allied countries. Big Dick Will. Big Dick Will dropping it like it's hot. Yo, Big Dick Will, listen, man. Let me tell you something, man. WWE.
Filthy was going to say something.
WWE's going down.
We got a
going down the track. The caca-trackler. Caca-lackler. Stack that up.
Ken, you have to do research on Judy Wood about 9/11. She gives her explanation as to what happened on that 11th day in September 2001.
Yeah. Oh, well. I'll look that up. What was I saying just now? I said something.
You're talking about your family was in the army and you
so anyway, yeah, I respect all that, but there's one person that I really do respect who stood up and said, fuck you, I am not fighting your war, I don't give a fuck who you are, and he gave up a lot of shit to fucking do that. And that person is Muhammad Ali. And I will always look up to that man. I don't give a fuck what color he is. I don't care what race he is. I don't care what religion. I don't give a fuck. That
well,
man,
in his situation, he was a you-know-what to everyone else. So why all of a sudden here I'm a you-know-what, but you want me to go fight your war, and now I'm one of your people,
exactly,
right?
Yep.
Like
so,
that was his main contention.
And you want to know something,
I'm
though?
totally for him. Like, you treat me like shit. I'm the world champion. I still get treated like shit.
And not for nothing, that guy brought so much entertainment and pleasure into fucking the world that, like, it's like, okay, I understand if we have to go to war, we have to go to war. But let's go to a war worth fighting for. And I'm not even saying...
And is Ali really the
I don't think there's any
maker?
war.
Like, is he make or break in the war? Like, we need Ali on the front line? Like, why are you drafting him?
Well, because they were like, oh, you'd boost morale and you do this and that. And he's like, you won't even let me eat in the same fucking restaurant as you. And I'm going to go boost morale? Go fuck yourself. You know what I mean?
I always find it interesting how this country over the last 5, 6, 7 decades has had so many war criminals.
I fucking hate
administrations, and not a single one of them.
No, nobody gets fucked. You're right. And you want to know what's fucked up? Rocky just said it. Like, no war is worth it. Any war could be, like, honestly, any war could be worked out before there's war and bloodshed, right? But these fucking politicians, they do it anyway because they know, hey, we'll do a draft.
No, it can't.
We'll just make a draft.
It's money and weapons and blood. Yeah,
we'll just make a draft. We'll just draft them. If they don't want to fight, we'll fucking just draft them like they did in Vietnam.
The making of the weapons, and all these people have jobs.
No, I get that. I get it.
The weapons.
It's just bullshit. It really is just a fucking hunk of shit, man. It really is.
Tony Stark, like that's literally the United States government. Iron Man Part 1, that's the U.S. government. That's what war's for, is to buy shit that we can blow other people up with.
Yeah,
it's ever since World War II.
Yeah,
yeah, it's a dick swinging contest. Look how big our shit is. You don't have it, haha.
Yeah, basically.
But that's the thing, though. America is just, doing what any sort of country would do, because France has done it before, Britain, Spain. All of these countries have had their own empires.
But Dave, tell me America didn't do it the fucking best, though, Dave.
Dude, America is the best, dude.
America's got probably the most widespread empire of all time.
Back-to-back World War champs, baby.
World War champs. Oh, my God, dude.
Dude, we got the presence in 130 countries, dude. That's fucking
but not only
nuts.
that, that's
you guys got territories.
Dude.
We got territories in Canada, but it's like 3. You guys got
and there's no people in those territories. It's like 5 moose.
But let me tell you something. Canada, like, you wouldn't think about that, but Canada, they got clout throughout the rest of the world because they're our neighbor. And because
they're our baby brother.
They're constantly our brother, like we back each other constantly. You know what I mean?
Because you can't fuck with Canada without impacking us.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? Like, if you did something to Canada, it's going to impact us because we're right here. So it's like, hey, that's pretty close to us. Now you're fucking around in the wrong place.
Dude, no, sorry. Canada is the world's bitch right now. Like, we could be we're China's bitch, but like, America's trying to allure us to work with them. So hopefully there'll be some sort of resolution, because they're putting trade barriers against Canada too, because we have like what's called the dairy mafia. They like overprice things.
I heard about this. Yeah,
they try to fuck around, and that's why Trump naturally recreated NAFTA into something that was just more beneficial. But Canada's worthy of invasion, so please.
Speaking of the dairy mafia,
51st state.
Speaking of dairy mafia, Dave, would you drink raw milk that was shoved out of a chick's asshole?
Oh my God, dude!
Shoved out? Like, how's it get shoved out?
Hold on.
Like, she gives herself a hemorrhoid that she pushes it out so hard.
Non-pasteurized milk.
I'm talking about raw fucking milk. It's got the enzymes. It's got all the bacteria that you need.
But it goes through a process of gestation in the anal cavity.
Like, she holds it in there. Like,
Dave,
well, I do love chocolate milk, so
Dave,
you might get shit particles, Dave.
Dave, as long as you don't get a hooker that looks like a 35-year-old balding man. You know what I mean? His ass don't look like a 35-year-old balding male.
No dingleberries for me.
Dingleberries on his fucking butt cheeks. No, I saw a photo. Fucking.
It means a certain Texan likes to eat out his boyfriend's asshole. With the dingleberries and all.
Oh God,
no.
Damn it.
I don't even want to know, dude. I don't even want to know.
It's dirty. It's really dirty. Oh, yeah. But anyway.
Yo, think of this fucking fact. There's kids, there's soldiers in Afghanistan that were born after 9/11.
Yeah.
Wrap your head around that.
Still fighting that war. That's what he's trying to say.
Still fighting.
Yeah, what the fuck is that?
Fucking bullshit, dude.
How many years?
Man.
Not 18, 19 years?
fucking years. 18 years.
Serve at 18.
God.
The longest war in American history.
Yeah.
And we're still going, if we do this, maybe if we just send people here, dude, it's over. Stop.
But we killed Bin Laden. Like, wasn't that the point? Why are we still there?
I don't know why.
We killed the guy.
Well, that's the whole
pipelines.
Exactly. We never want to win. You know what I mean?
Opium.
Oh shit! The opium shit that's coming out of
up,
there,
man. Well, I mean, like, what the fuck are we thinking, man? You know, like, we really America has since 9/11. Let's think of this. Like, we're talking about the last 18 years since 9/11. Before 9/11, the U.S. looked still as like the beacon of hope to fucking all these countries out in the world, right? Now, look at the fucking hit we took in 07, 08. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, how the world looked at us then. I mean, we were fucking hated at one point. I think things have gotten a little better as of late in 2019, but man, 07, 08, 9, 10, 11, 12, years after 9/11, years after we went into fucking Afghanistan, Iraq, did all that shit, people in the world fucking hated the U.S., man. Like, legitimately.
Those people,
but those people hated us for the first time.
They have a sign of distress. Who they calling to come save?
No, you're right. You're right. But you're right.
To say though,
you're right.
America pays to be the fucking police of the world, and they could go back to what fucking so many American presidents have said. It's just like, let's just be isolationists. We can provide for ourselves. We've got more than enough fucking resources to do so. Cut off the rest of the world.
Well, we wanted to do that after World War
One. If they fuck up, fuck them.
After World War One, Dave, we were fucking
Let's deal with our people.
We were like, fuck everybody after World War One. We were like, nope, we ain't ever fighting again. We were like, no.
I can agree to that because again, like, look at what happens when you involve yourself by being the world police and stuff, and you don't get paid.
Our own business.
You don't get paid for what you're fucking doing.
On our door.
Yeah, you get fucked for it, man.
Trump has fucking put so much pressure on all these European countries that some of them, like Poland, for example, has like now started to meet the supposed 2%, GDP payment for NATO support. But like England, all these other countries don't do it. So it's like, like America is basically paying for everyone else's safety and nobody's doing shit. So fuck them.
Yeah, I mean, but there are some countries that are trying their asses off too, man. You know, they are out there. You know.
Yeah, they could try, but I mean, Jesus Christ.
Stop wasting money on importing criminal immigrants that will never integrate.
Yeah, and try to become a giant doesn't mean I'm going to help them, Ken.
I hate when they fucking.
Did you hear about the Israeli fucking operatives that they found on 9/11 across the water in Jersey with a van full?
They're called the dancing Israelis. At least 7 of them were arrested.
What's their special forces called again?
Oh, the Israeli army?
Yeah,
I don't know, but they know
Mossad or
yeah, that's what I said. Mossad. That's what.
What were they doing there? What the fuck were they doing?
Nobody wants to tell you.
Dude, that's fucked up.
They were guys with a van full of explosives, and like, we'll just let them go.
They're our allies, though, aren't they?
Technically. What if they were there to help us, like to try to help us? You never know.
Well,
maybe they were going to throw their bombs at the other bombs.
Yeah, double bomb.
The thing is, when they found them, they were celebrating.
Okay, well then that's a horse of a different color. I'll tell you that.
Like, but wait, hold on.
Why would they be celebrating?
That film was not at 9/11, and it was a different time. And
that's dude. We're not talking about the Palestinians.
Why would Israelians? Why would Israelis be celebrating? Why?
Well,
these specific Israelis were.
Dude, that's fucking...
They actually went on Israeli TV like a year later and admitted that they were there working for Mossad on fucking live Israeli TV.
And nobody does anything about it, right?
Insane.
Not a fucking thing done. Not a fucking thing done. Wow.
Well, dude, listen, Bin Laden's family, right?
Yeah.
We flew them out. We didn't even question them.
Such a great point.
Some of them live here now.
Fucking air
I'm going to take a piss. I'll be right back.
Activity gets fucking grounded, but who gets to get out of the country? Bin Laden's extended family. It was like 23 people that got out of the fucking country while all other air travel was fucking canceled.
Yeah.
Not to mention all the fighter planes we had to protect for something like this were gone. They were like called off like a day before to go on a mission to like Greenland or some shit.
There was one actually in Canada. Like they diverted like the available fighters to Alaska because there was a supposed Russian incursion, which proved to be a false positive with a fucking false radar. So it's just like clearly there was some sort of activity going on that was distracting the available NORAD forces from defending the airspace of America on September 11th.
Listen, at the very least, I don't get into the weeds with fucking holograms and all that shit. But at the very least, the government knew this shit was going to go down.
See, I think they knew something was. I didn't think they know this exact attack.
No, wrong. I'll tell you why. September in 2000, fucking Condoleezza Rice admits basically that attempts to try to attack the Pentagon, and they were running sort of simulations to try to prevent that sort of thing. Okay, so on film, on air, she actually admitted that they were aware that there was a threat. And there was an actual briefing in 2001 August to Bush that said known threat from bin Laden to use aircrafts against American targets. This is known fact.
Did they know it'd be our own aircrafts though?
It doesn't matter. It's just known.
It kind of does because then they could have at least monitored those aircrafts and had more security or
America is the most technologically advanced country on the planet. You know they have the technology to monitor these sorts of things.
Well, you know what's funny is that, like, in the 9/11 Commission report, they said that we lost the planes, on radar because they turned off their transponder. So you're saying that all you have to do to come off radar is turn off the transponder? That's the big stealth move?
Dude, I love you. That's such a great way to fucking put it.
It's retarded. Like, what do you think? I'm a fucking idiot?
Yeah.
Seriously.
Like, well, yeah, they do. Look, Jeffrey Epstein killed himself, right? Wink, wink.
That's a whole...
Yeah,
but that's how stupid they think we are, though. That's how stupid they think we are.
Yep.
They treat us like children. That's why I tell everybody, I don't pay attention to none of it because they're just being lied to on every side. Everyone's just trying to win your vote, and they don't give a fuck about you. And my life stays the same, no matter who's in office, no matter what the fuck is in Senate or Congress. Nothing in my life changes. My taxes maybe go slightly higher, or they go down a little bit. Other than that, my life's the same. So
has anything changed at all since Trump's been in for you?
No.
Now, here's the thing. I'm sure that we all have differences in our views as to what happened on that day. But I think most importantly is that we all take very big issue with the fact that we were all basically attacked. Personally, culturally, this was an attack on us. And again, this was something that really, it just stuck with me. I mean, for 3 months, I was just looking into this. It's just like, but yeah, we were being bombarded by the media.
Dude, as New Yorkers, forget it. Like, I had this fucking, like, New Yorkers had this sense of pride to begin with about New York.
I always loved the Twin Towers, dude.
You know what I mean? Everyone hates New York to begin with. So when people fuck with New York, every New Yorker's like, no, fuck you. This place
Let me tell you, bro.
Dude, when they attacked this place and those buildings went down, every New Yorker had their fucking backup. Like, I'll fucking kill anybody who comes near this fucking place.
Yo, let me tell you something. There's a couple of things I want to say. Number one, when that happened, it felt like every fucking person in New York, black, white, Puerto Rican, whatever the fuck you were, we were all together on that one, bro. Yep. Like, we literally were together on that one.
Except those fucking any Indian-looking fucking person.
Yeah, it was bad for them, dude.
Everybody was. And the people in Los Angeles, they didn't give a fuck.
Dude, those people, I'm telling you, like, if you were Arab and you lived in New York at that point, it was bad because they weren't beating the fuck out of them or hurting them or anything. It was just tension. There was a lot of fucking tension in New York for a long time.
And a lot of them wouldn't even be Pakistani or anything. They'd be like Sikhs or Indians from India.
Yeah, you know? They wouldn't even be,
worked apart a little bit, so you're like, fuck you, dude.
Yeah, man. And the fucked up thing is it's like a lot of those people are innocent too, you know? But then you hear about the people who were celebrating in the fucking street in New York.
That's true.
In New York, celebrating in the street in New York, in our own fucking area. And that hurt.
And Jersey.
Yeah, that too. Yep.
It's been photographically proven.
And that wasn't like for me personally, I was like hurt by that. Not like I want to kill these people. I was more or less like, wow. You fucking came here from that country that you needed to get out of so bad, right? Because I spoke to a lot of Arab people from different countries. I mean, listen, I live around people in New York here. If you live here, you'll know there's people from every fucking place in the world here. So you get to meet some of the people from Pakistan, from Afghanistan, I know all these people from everywhere, right? And a lot of these people are good fucking hardworking people who are just like you, me, and the next guy, right? But some of these motherfuckers, you can tell they got that look, and you can tell the look. As soon as they look at you, you know, okay, this guy hates me. This guy fucking hates an American, like hates me. You know what I mean? Like, you could tell. You ever get that when you're going to some of these places, Mike? Or Rocky?
I know what you mean, but
they look at you like they fucking hate you.
I hate when people act as if Muslims in the Middle East hate this country because we have iPhones. It's like, dude, they don't give a fuck about anything.
They just think we're the devil. Yeah, they think we're the devil. Like, we're fucking like, oh, look at these devil motherfuckers.
They think we're the devil because we've been there for the last 5 fucking decades, siphoning the natural resources out.
Yeah, well, that's definitely true.
Women show their legs.
That far, man.
Yeah.
What do you mean? Iran.
What do I mean? What I mean is that Islam has been fighting between the different sects, Shiite and Sunni, basically since its inception. They didn't
turn on us. They didn't turn on us until we went over there with the CIA in the 50s and took Iran, who was Islamized, and took out their fucking their elected leader and put in our puppet. And then all shipped.
So many.
It depends on what sect of Islam you're talking about. Wahhabism is basically there's either the world of Islam.
Wahhabism. What is that? That green shit that you eat with sushi? Wahhabism.
Yo, real quick. I just want to tell you guys something.
No, it actually tastes like shit. That's the stuff from fucking Saudi Arabia.
Yo,
then
real quick.
You've got the Shiite in Iran. Okay,
Shiite in my pants the other day.
Shiite in my drawers. Yo, real quick, guys, real quick.
All different sorts. Like even Pakistan has their different versions.
Real Talk, the Metaphor Messiah's new song dropping. Go check it out right here. This is the cover. Go show him some love. He was on Hot 97. He's coming back soon. We're gonna party in New York when he comes back. We'll put it on the channel. But yeah, this is Real Talk, the Metaphor Messiah's new shit right there. You see the cover. It's available, I think, tomorrow. So go show him some love on Twitter.
I said Wahhabi. I didn't say wasabi.
Wahhabism.
No shit.
No, I'm just saying.
I thought you said you was alright, Spider.
I thought you said you was alright. No, I didn't say you was alright, Spider. I said you's a fucking. Now it's like a fucking big. That 9/11 area now is like a living, breathing museum.
Now, what do you think of the people that go there and take selfies and shit on this fucking mass grave?
I'm sorry, it's just weird to me. Look at that plane.
I've seen them do it at fucking JFK's grave.
You guys see that plane right there? That's one of the planes that flew into the tower right there. That's the parts that they could find off of that fucking thing. The only parts that they could find off it. And that right there, look, is one of the FDNY's fire trucks. That was like right there in the middle of that shit.
All right, so let me ask you a question. How is it that they found parts of the plane
pointed towards it anywhere? I have not seen a video yet of a fucking
There's
plane.
one real shitty video, one security cam video where you don't even see the plane flying, you're just seeing it explode.
Even in that video, that
ACM.
one frame, that you see something, that is nowhere near the size of a 767. It's nowhere near.
What about the unburnt passports?
Oh, that's which are in the 9/11 report. Like, why would you leave that in there? That's ridiculous. That you're saying that a plane smashes a building and the heat was so powerful that it brought down a fucking 110-story building, but the passport survives it.
And there was a lot of classified documents that apparently refer to Saudi Arabia that was in that report.
And not only that, the black boxes in all the planes, which are indestructible.
Where'd they go?
Oh, no, what do you mean? They vaporized. You don't understand?
Dude, that's fucking weird, man. Well, like,
even
why?
They're indestructible.
Why would they do that, though? I don't get what they're trying to hide there. I don't, like, why say a plane flew into it if you couldn't get a real plane and fly it into it if you're doing a conspiracy theory and you have it all planned out? Like, why not just fly a plane into it? Why not?
For a plane to fly
into using a missile.
Right. Well, it's funny because I have a friend who lives in Florida, and he's got a neighbor that's Homeland Security, and he asked his neighbor one time,
what's that, man?
What happened that day? And the neighbor said it was a fertilizer. He said it was a van with fertilizer and it exploded.
Well, listen. All I know is I remember the first bombing of the World Trade Center when they bombed the fucking
93.
parking garage. Yeah, and people coming out with soot all in their noses and all this shit. I knew then, and I've been to the World Trade Center at least 7 or 8 times while I was a kid, and I would going after 92 or 93. When was that? 92 it happened?
93.
93? After going there in 93, then I was hesitant to go in that bitch, and I really was. And I was there in 1990. The last time I was there was in 1999. And we went there around Christmas time because we were in the city walking around. It was right before Christmas, and everybody was like, "You want to go into the towers? Let's go to the top." So we were all like, "All right, let's do it." And we went all the way up to the top. And when we got up to the observatory area, they had this big, huge Christmas tree, and you could buy the little ornaments that were on the Christmas tree, and it said, it showed the Twin Towers, and it said Merry Christmas and the date and the year, or the year or whatever. And my mother bought one and brought it home. She still has that same one. And it's fucking weird to think, 3 years before that shit got fucking taken down, we were there up at the top of that observatory. Just to think of the people at the top of that fucking building when that, there was no escape. I could not. I mean, the people jumping out, and I didn't want to show. I didn't want to show any of those photos.
Head first.
Yeah, dude, I didn't want to show any of those photos, and I had a couple of them.
Tons. There was literally.
Yeah, it's just
dozens of people that literally.
I cannot believe that
Go
these
back
people.
to that documentary.
Dude,
remember in that documentary, you would just hear the bangs sporadically when they were inside.
And let me tell you something, man.
Yeah, dude.
These people went to work that day, right? They went to work that day just like any other fucking day, right? Little did they know that in about an hour from now, I'm going to be making the decision on how I'm going to die.
Yeah. Am I going to burn or am I going to jump?
Yeah, am I going to burn and suffocate over here like I'm doing right now? Because those people were out the fucking window, really far out the windows. And you got to be a sick bastard to lean out those fucking windows like that, being 90 floors up, 80 floors up. It's got to be intensely hot and smoldering and smoky for you to dangle yourself out of an 80-story, 90-story building. Okay?
Do you think they had hope?
No, I don't think so.
Do you think they were like, we might get saved?
No, I think they did, because let me tell you something. There's not a single person that when those towers were hit, nobody, as normal as they say it is, nobody
knew
thought
they were coming down. Yeah,
down.
nobody thought, because I thought, oh man, they're gonna have to fix this. This is gonna take a long time to fix this shit, man. They're gonna be working on these twin towers. They're gonna be working on these twin towers for a long time. And then little did I know, the one dropped, and I was thinking, okay, one dropped. There's no way the second one's gonna drop. There's no way the second one's gonna go down. I didn't think the second one would go down, man. I really didn't. I thought, okay, now one's gone. Now they're gonna have one fucking tower, man. This is gonna be weird. They're gonna have one tower now. And I grew up with those towers, man. I'm telling you, I loved those towers because they were put up basically right around when I was born. And I remember being a kid, and my father would take me into work, and I remember those buildings looming in the background. Every fucking day of my life, those towers were looming in the background, and you would see them all the time. You would see them, whenever I would go out of state, you'd see those towers. Whenever you come home to New York, you'd see those towers, and it was a familiar, brotherly love type of feel to it, man. I loved those towers. I don't know, it was just part of being a New Yorker, those towers. And to see them come down was insane. I mean, it's still shocking today to think those buildings weren't even that old, Dave. They weren't even that old. They were weren't
even 20 years old.
They were fucking 75.
No, wasn't that
75 to 2001, whatever that is.
75. All right, 26.
26 years.
I mean, dude, they're not even around for 30 fucking years, the buildings. That's the weird part about it, Yeah, and then you look
at the image that I put in the chat and tell me if, that would be much easier to destroy than, you would think. I mean,
Dave, you brought up Building 7 before?
Yeah, look at that. You're right, man. You're right.
that comes up, whenever that discussion comes up, I always say I don't even get into the weeds anymore of fucking it's the the fire and the steel. I don't even get into that.
Let me tell you something, man. That image is fucked up.
If it's actually plausible that a fucking building can catch fire, not from a plane hitting it, just catch fire, and it can burn so bad from just the fire that the whole building collapses, then you're telling me from that point on, why would you ever allow a fucking lighter or a microwave in any of those buildings?
Well, hold on. I saw this whole thing on
this. You see that building?
I watch it today because I'm arguing with people about this.
Do you guys see this photo or not? Do you guys see this photo? Because this is an important photo. This is a very important photo.
Here?
Yeah, this is a very important photo, man, because this does shed a little bit of a different look on these towers that I've ever seen before. Because
it's actually incredible.
This is kind of sick, man, because the sun hit the spot at the right spot, and you could see, I don't know, look at that. I mean, it says a lot, because all you really see is all you see is the elevator shafts. You know what I mean?
I've never seen that.
And
is that when they were being built?
No, that's not when they're being built.
That's actually already built.
That's
basically
built. Wow.
Completed. Essentially, what you're looking at right now is a structure that is self-containing in the sense that the big thing is the way this thing was designed is that it's the core that holds the building together. So basically, that thing is what holds the thing structurally safe, so you can build around it.
It does Dave, it does look like there's a crane up there, on the top of one of the buildings.
What you're seeing right now really is that there are sections within this building, and this is already documented, that even before September 11th, there was multiple levels of the building that weren't accessible. There was businesses and offices on certain levels, but not on others, and you'd never be able to access them. So basically, this is what this is showing, is that there was a stable structure, but there was so little material within it that it makes sense that it would easily go into dust. If it was hit, or if there was extra explosives in it.
Yeah, man.
Again, if this building was full of floors,
looking at it that way,
then it would be so much more impossible.
Dude, I'm telling you,
you are looking literally through the structure of a building.
A crazy photo, man. I've never seen this photo before, and looking at it now, it really does kind of shed a different light on things, man. When you look at it like that, man, honestly, it really does.
It's almost like a hollow shell.
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah, that's the thing. But the thing is, though, the way that, and I researched this, the way that they built the technology work on this tower was you'd be able to easily create another floor, another fucking, sort of level on that building, and add it as needed. But when you didn't need it, you'd leave it empty.
Yeah.
You can't access those floors anyways through the elevator because you switch it off. So it's when you need it, you build it. But if not, it's just empty. So it's easy to destroy a building that is essentially fully empty. And again, this was publicly said. This is very important. The Twin Towers basically had a very minimal amount of people or companies that were in there. So they were trying to attract people, they couldn't attract anybody to fill those levels.
No, I know about all that.
They were losing money.
Yeah, they were.
This was the big deal.
My uncle worked on the Twin Towers.
It was much more profitable to let them go.
My uncle worked on the Twin Towers, building them, in the 70s, and he was telling me that they were rushing building the building and getting it up. And it was one of the fastest buildings ever built, this building, number one, these buildings. And they said they built floors that they didn't even sell to people yet, that they didn't even rent out, like you said. There were so many fucking areas that were not, weren't sold. They weren't rented. They weren't doing anything. It was basically, most of the building was sitting there hollow, right?
Do they have the lights up right now?
I don't know if they do. I'm not sure.
I thought they were doing them tonight.
They might be. They might be doing them. They might.
Would you be able to see them from your front yard?
Well, I know that I have in the past. I've seen them, but I don't know if I'd see them now. I don't know.
I hope so, because de Blasio's seems to be the type of guy who would order the company to fucking shut off the energy to that fucking site.
De Blasio, that motherfucker.
De Blasio's a piece of shit.
Dude, look at this. Look at this New York Times cover. Speaking of the lights, look at this New York Times cover, and this is a real fucking photo right here. This was really taken from.
Hey, how's your neck?
Oh shit! Hold on one second, Mr. Cal, Alabama.
How's your neck? How's your neck?
Mr. Cal, baby.
How's your neck? Hey,
Alabama, baby.
How's your neck? How's your neck? How's your neck? How's your neck? What's your neck? Neck. Ooh,
Neck.
Come and get me next time.
Mr. Cal, Alabama, baby.
How's your neck? Come and get me next. Who's next?
Next.
Oh, God,
Next.
How's your neck?
Next.
Your neck. How's your fucking neck? How's your neck?
How's
Come
your
and get me
fucking
next.
neck?
Oh, who's next?
What's up, my nickels?
My
As you
nickels.
wish Skynet would you take over the world.
Skynet.
Get it over with already.
Yeah,
Can
Skynet.
you
The movie
imagine
looks
deadly
awesome.
Terminators around?
Skynet's gonna take it all over, bro. All right, so see
No,
this
fuck
photo?
that.
Look at this. Shout out to you, man. Thank you, Mr. Calabama. Look at that, man. That's from the Twin Towers. Those are those lasers. Freaking lasers. And that's how high up they were going, bro. They fucking go up that high. Legit.
No way. That's real?
That's real, dude. I looked into it.
That looks manipulated.
I looked into it. Go look
What's
it up.
say in
New
that
York
little corner
Times.
there?
If you go look up New York Times 9/11 beam of light thingy, whatever the fuck
So
it comes in.
basically, all that light stops at the northern border. There's no Canada there. Come on.
No, what do you mean,
Come on,
dude? I'm
Cam.
talking about
Come
the
on,
laser
Cam.
lights, dude. I'm talking about the
No,
lasers.
we're talking about the main lights.
Yeah.
I know, but like, you should be able to see the rest of like the lights in Canada.
Yeah,
No,
but no
but
one cares
we
about
exist
Canada,
too,
so
guys.
they shut it down. You know what I mean? You only need to see America. That's all that counts.
Just about America.
America. Fuck yeah. Yeah, anyway,
Yeah, and by the way, I just want to quickly mention is that the squad hasn't said one goddamn thing about 9/11 today.
No, why would they? Why
Well,
would
I
they?
would
You got a
hope
good
not.
point because they fucking hate America.
I would
Although
hope
they
not,
can
man.
say what they want, despite the fact that if they were in another country, they'd be raped and fucking burnt alive.
And pillaged. We raped the sheep and killed the women.
Dude, how about the fucking gift shop at the 9/11 memorial?
Yeah, it's
Oh,
kind of shitty.
Let's say
I
we
saw
fucking
that
throw a
shit.
It is
Molotov
kinda
cocktail
shitty.
into that motherfucker.
It is kind of shitty. You're right. It is a gift shop, and it is shitty that they're making money on it. But there are all cool things within that.
It
gift
all goes
shop.
back to
No.
the 9/11 fund, though, guys. You know, so
It's
it's all going back to a good cause.
I mean, if
Yeah.
it's going to the
No.
families, then I don't have a problem with that.
Yeah, like 10% of it's going, if that.
Well, that's
Let's
fucked
pay
up.
for
then.
all the first responders that now
Like the
are,
NFL and,
cancer
Dude, they're all
patients
dying.
that
They-
outnumber
Dude,
the
they-
people that died
Dude,
in
they are
fucking
literally
9/11.
they're
It's
all
like the
dying
NFL
right
in
now,
October
bro.
when they all wear pink. Like 5% of that goes to
I'm
breast
telling you,
cancer.
bro,
The
they
rest
are
goes to the
all
NFL.
dying right
Seriously.
now, bro. It is fucked up. These men are dying, bro, years later now, man.
Yep.
They can't breathe. And it's fucked up. Our own government is like, yeah, well, we didn't do it to you. Like,
You see
come on,
Jon
what do you-
Stewart?
Yeah, dude. Stewart's the only one fighting for these guys, really.
Love that guy.
You know,
dude.
man?
Love
Yeah, man.
him.
Jon
He was
Stewart
losing
could be
his
president.
mind.
Jon Stewart could be president, bro. I'm
I
telling
don't
you.
like that guy, but I will give him credit for actually fighting for this issue because,
Yeah.
again, it's insulting and disgusting
Yeah,
that
it
all
is,
these
man.
people that risk their lives. And there's actually an image of this one guy that went up to the tower a fourth time and ended up dying despite having a wife with a pregnant child that was wearing a Nike glove. And one of these posts recently said basically, it's like, Nike, look at this. This is a guy who's willing to sacrifice
Yeah.
everything, even if it means, whatever the fuck it was when they used that fucking piece of shit, whatever the fuck,
Yeah.
that.
Kaepernick
Whatever
stuff.
his name.
We
It's
got you.
Kaepernick, yeah.
Well, I mean, yeah, well, that is true, man, because it's like, look at that guy, and then look at this fucking. I mean, it's,
Yeah, why doesn't Nike endorse the best firefighter? You know, like why don't we know that guy?
I don't mind. I don't care that Nike endorses fucking people and they go against the grain and shit. I don't care about that,
do.
but I mean, people are gonna buy their shit anyway, bro. Like, we're not gonna stop them from being total fucking pieces of shit.
I just
Like,
mean from a marketing standpoint, it's pretty brilliant though. Be like firefighter of the year, we're making a Nike shoe for him.
I mean, that would be fucking great, or doctor of the year. You know what I mean? Or
Yeah.
fucking, you know what I mean? Like something like that would be admirable. But you don't see that shit. You don't see shit like that.
Yeah. Instead,
the world
give
we
it to
live
a
in.
fucking entitled little baby.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And he's like, oh, and you know what? He does belong in the NFL because he is good enough to be in the NFL.
I agree with
Kaepernick.
you.
But the dude's he's blacklisted. I mean, we all know that. I mean, come on, it's evident.
I'm hearing Carolina's looking at him pretty heavy right now.
I mean, listen, if he does get a job with them, then more power to him. But I don't know, man. I don't know. You know, I don't think Carolina will do it because it's like
it's too much controversy.
They'll be looked at as like, you know, fucking living, breathing scumbags. But you know,
and if he goes on the field, how many people are fucking headhunting this guy?
Oh yeah, dude. And look at what the Patriots are going through right now. They just signed this fucking guy Brown.
Rape
and
charges.
This shit happens. I know. It's like
I don't. Can you guys explain this? I still don't understand this. Okay, so Raiders violated his.
The Raiders, the Raiders just like said, okay, fuck your contract because it's not guaranteed. So and he was like, yeah, I want to leave too. And they were like, well, we want you gone. And maybe they knew something that no one else knew. But it looks that way because why else would they fucking... I mean, everybody's sitting there scratching their heads going, why would you go through a whole summer of parading this guy around saying, look at our new wide receiver, getting him ready for the season, teaching him all the plays, you know, doing all this shit and really working on it to turn around and just get rid of him. Well,
but he's with the Patriots now, right?
Yeah, he's with the Patriots now. So
like, what's the big deal?
Scandal, bro. That's why. Because look at fucking Robert Kraft. Look at the fucking Deflategate.
They know how to handle that shit. They can handle it. Yeah, there's no better spot for him to be in is with them. That's the best spot for him to be in is with them.
When was the last time you heard anything about the Robert Kraft thing?
Never, dude. Come on.
We heard the initial story, and then there was like a little blip like 2 weeks later, and then nothing.
That was it, man.
I think you're onto something, Rocky.
I say, listen, the guy waited 10 years till his wife was dead. Let him get jerked off. Who gives a fuck?
Yeah, I don't care.
That guy served his hand.
Yeah, I don't care if he gets that, man. More
I
power
still
to him.
understand.
I don't know why they're making a big deal.
If you're a billionaire, why the fuck are you going? Well, no, why are you going to a fucking, a place? Get up in your private jet, throw a bunch of fucking who was on it, and fucking suck. Nobody can even see you.
That's what I didn't understand. This guy can get fucking high class fucking escorts and shit, and he's going to a fucking $50 rub and tug.
I know. I don't understand what these fucking guys, man.
It is weird.
Maybe it's the thrill of knowing he might get caught, because when you're that rich, like when I went to hedonism, I noticed there's a lot of rich people there. And I think when you have that type of money, you look for like different type of thrills. You get what I'm saying? Because you're
like Jeffrey Epstein.
Exactly. Yeah, but pretty much. But like you've been able to do everything because you have access to it. Yeah. So now you start looking outside the box, going to a resort where you're naked and people.
How did the fucking chicks look at hedonism? Were there fucking hot chicks there, or they were all fucking disasters?
Not really. No. Like and not blowing smoke up me and my wife's ass, but we were arguably top 3 couple.
No, but I can see that. Because if you go to a nude beach, it's all fucking disasters.
Yeah, but again, but people like expect to be porn stars and steroid heads, and it's not that. It's normal people. A lot of them are older. A lot of them are 50 and up.
At that point in life, you just don't give a fuck. It's just like, who gives a fuck?
See, that's where they should just turn loose a serial killer and kill all those fucking pieces of shit.
Oh my god!
You know what I mean? Those ugly pieces of shit.
Yeah, ugly people.
You like just the beautiful people, huh?
Yeah. Well, when you're at hedonism, you know what I mean? Let's get the fuck out,
bro. I mean, come on.
That's where they should start fucking drugging the drinks like in the fucking Dominican Republic. Do it at hedonism. Kill these ugly fucks.
No, dude, everyone there was really nice, though. I'm telling you. It was a fucking dope.
They have to be. Because
that's the best vacation there ever. It really was. It was amazing because you don't have to be naked the whole time. Like you don't have to be. There's one part of it where you have to be, but the rest of the resort you don't have to be.
I take my cock out and piss right in the pool, dude. I wouldn't even.
Well, when I got there, we were staying on the nude side. So when I got there, finally after we got unpacked and everything, we're going out. My wife's like, "All right, what do you want to do?" So I just dropped trout. I'm like, "Fuck it." I'm like, "What am I gonna do? Wait?" And I'm like, "May as well just do it now," So. Went right for it and just got naked within an hour.
So this was in Jamaica, right?
Yeah.
Wasn't Sandals right next door?
Sandals is a little bit, but who the hell wants to go to Sandals?
Yeah, no. But what I'm saying is,
yes, it is. You're right. Yeah,
you should go to like the fucking border and try to get a Sandals cunt to come over there to the dark side.
It's funny. They take the catamaran from hedonism and it goes down 7 Mile Beach. So you pass all the resorts and there's a whole bunch of naked people on the catamaran. People are fucking getting blowjobs and shit. It's fucking chaos. And there's people with their families having like brunch on the fucking beach. And all you see is these fucking wild animals just fucking and sucking all down the fucking down the ocean.
Honestly, Filthy, I think you should be both a tourist agent and a pimp because you'd be successful in both.
Seriously, you got to get one of those sandals chicks and like bring her over there.
Oh God.
Like steal it from a husband and then just turn her into a human pincushion, just cocks in her mouth and her ass, and just send her back with just cum leaking out of every crevice that she's got.
Jesus Christ! What the fuck?
She's sweating cum.
No, I'm telling you, it was the best vacation I ever had. I highly suggest it.
Is it still there?
Oh yeah, I'm going back next year. I can't wait to go.
I work with a guy that went every year.
Dude, I'm telling you, it's the best trip. I'm not kidding. I ever had. And
that guy that I used to go to Islander games with, he went every year.
But you go there and you just have no because like I said, everyone's expecting it to be like this fucking model show, and it's the complete opposite.
Oh, of course. Yeah, I didn't think that.
Yeah, so when you walk in, you start looking around, you go, oh, all right, yeah, I'm fine. Yeah, let's do it.
I'm sure all the dudes look like fucking Austin Powers, and all the fucking chicks look like fucking
some hammers there. Like we had this room where our window overlooked the beach, the nude beach.
Yeah.
So we wake up in the morning and just stare out the window, and you'd see these fucking guys, and I mean fucking big dick swinging, just giant fucking cocks. Like, holy shit, bro!
Oh no!
What am I watching? You fucking fags.
That was just a perfect opening for that one.
That was fucking. Oh man, but I guess that's just about it on fucking 9/11, man. Because it's been a somber day, man. I know a lot of people that lost loved ones today and shit.
It's been a somber day that we ended it off with talking about fucking and sucking.
Hey, better that than fucking.
That's how you gotta do it.
That's where we're at in 2019, bro. That's where we're at.
Unlike all these regressives or fucking millennials, I'm never gonna forget. I know exactly what happened by the minute.
Well, I got to tell you, Dave, I asked my children.
And I'm never going to forgive it.
Oh, yeah. Shout out to my daughter, man. She made varsity. And she made varsity her first year in high school. And she made the varsity team. And they had their first game tonight. We went. And she started the first game. And the coach left her in for almost the whole entire game. And there's a reason why she's doing that. She's playing like midfield defense. And she's unstoppable. My daughter stops everybody who goes by her, like strips them of the puck every time. Like she's fucking awesome. So she's like headed right towards a scholarship right now, man. So big shout out to my daughter for kicking ass today and playing good.
Let me ask you guys. You guys have kids. Like I forced my kids on 9/11 to like sit down and watch some.
Well, that's what I was gonna say. That's what I was getting to, Mike. I asked my kids too. Do they talk about 9/11 in school? And my little one told me that today they watched a video on 9/11 and like what happened and like, not graphic shit, but like a video on like kind of what happened and all that stuff and a quick rundown of it. And then they teach them about this one boy in particular. There's this story that they tell in schools. I guess in her school, I don't know about all schools, but I don't know if that's even up to the teacher's discretion, how they teach them about it or whatever the case may be. I would love to look into that, to tell you the truth. Like, is there a standard to teach kids about 9/11, or is it up to the teacher, or like, what's the deal? You know what I mean? But anyway, dude, that's a whole nother show.
I remember being in third grade and watching the Challenger explode.
Yeah, I remember doing that too in school because we were watching the whole thing from like them taking, because it was a school teacher. That's why they were playing it fucking everywhere. Well, I was born in '77, so you do the math.
Yeah, same thing with me.
Yeah, me too.
42, bro. But my kid told me they watched a long video on it, and they tell this story about this boy who his father gave him this red like bandana when he was a kid, and he used to bring it everywhere with him when his father died. And he was an older man in his 20s at this point. And on 9/11, they found just a red scarf. And that's how they ID'd that he was dead. So they buried just a scarf of this guy.
What the fuck is the matter? Showdown. My God.
Man, fucked up. But they taught the kids about this. They actually like taught the kids about that, which, that's kind of raw shit, but I'd rather them teach them the rawness than nothing at all. You know what I mean?
You got any like sad dead pet stories you want to tell?
You know what? I got to. I'm going to add this call in for a second. Let's see what we got here. Caller, what's up? You're on the Foul Mouths Network.
Good evening, gentlemen. This is SC Steve.
SC fucking Steve. Steve, why are you going and telling people I'm fucking mad at you when you call into other shows, you dickhead?
I told them I'm just hitting at the end.
All right.
What are you calling in from, a coffee mug?
Where are you tonight? Hey, listen. Whoa. I got something to talk to you about, man. I got to ask you this. Are you playing fucking Grim Reaper over there as a fucking? Because I heard you make a remark about fentanyl and like, fuck them. If I got to come back to these people so many times, fuck them. After a while, I'll just let them go.
I was just kidding.
You sick fuck, man. You fucking sick bastard.
How am I sick? You guys are talking about sex with a 12-year-old.
But you're really a fucking EMT, bro. You're a fucking real life living and breathing fucking.
I'm an EMT, dog. Do you think they would let me do shit like that?
No, I mean, obviously they wouldn't. But hey, man, is it like that where you could just be like, you know what? I'm not giving you this shot.
No, it's just theories that go on about it. So it's like, you know what? You guys really think that happens? Then I'll just say it happens.
What do you say you trade in your Texas Instruments cell phone and get a new fucking cell phone? Because it's like fucking retarded. I mean, really, what is this? What do you got, a Nokia?
Are you working, Steve?
I was playing Snake right before this.
Steve, are you working right now?
You said retarded.
Are you working?
No, today I'm off.
You're off? What are you doing? What, are you out and about somewhere? You sound like you're out on the road.
Well, it's on my Bluetooth, something you guys wouldn't know about. You guys will have the CD shit, right?
Yeah, it just came out for your phone.
Yeah, I never heard of Bluetooth.
In your ear.
I have a G2 over here for our phones.
What about you, Filthy?
What about me?
Phil Begee.
What phone do you have?
What do you remember of 9/11, Steve? On the serious tip.
Galaxy, son.
Steve, what do you remember on 9/11? On the serious tip. Steve, serious tip. Did you ever think? Did you ever think when 9/11 happened that you'd be an EMT in 2019, fucking 18 years later? Like, what's the deal? How old were you when 9/11 happened? What's the deal?
I believe I was a kindergartner. I don't know how old I was.
So you were very young, obviously, right?
I was, but I do recall that that school let us out early, and I was just worried about my father because he at the time did construction work. So I, as a kid, didn't know where exactly he worked. So all I thought, all right, he works in buildings. He's probably over there, and I was panicking. But thankfully, he wasn't. But, you know, shit was horrible that day.
It was, man.
And let alone the stories that I hear from my colleagues. What's perspective, you know?
Yes, why? Some of your colleagues were working on 9/11 and they were there?
Two of them, they're fairly older, but they're just there because of the tension that they got going on. They don't really do much. There's some lazy.
Well, I mean, yeah, everybody's got their story on 9/11, man. You know, even people who didn't. And like I said before, this is not just a New York thing. This is not a U.S. thing. This is a fucking everybody thing, man. This affected the whole world and how things.
What the fuck is resolution?
I don't know what resolution is, but apparently they never came to one after 9/11 because we're still fighting these fucking wars right now, like you said. You know, this.
Yo, Phil, you got a one-up back there?
Yeah. Oh, what? No, I don't.
No,
as a matter of fact, I'm getting one at the end of the month.
That's not a Pac-Man machine back there?
No, this is not an arcade one-up. This is a fucking...
all right. The distance, I thought maybe it was bigger. I couldn't tell.
No, this is the fucking mini one. This is by Numbskull.
You see they got that, what is it, X-Men coming out? They got the Ninja Turtles, the 4-player.
Yeah, but fuck that, dude. At the end of this month, I'm getting a fucking Mortal Kombat, son.
That's Rocky, son.
That's Rocky, right?
That's Rocky, right? That's Rocky, right? Rocky Road, man.
I don't know if you like me or you one of the people that hate me. Either way, what's up, brother?
Can you give me a skin fade tonight, please? I need one. I'm going out with my girl tomorrow.
That's the wrong super ugly guy. I'll talk to my guy. I'll see what I can do.
All right, lit. Yo, one last thing before I go. I do recall YR calling in one time into your show. And then he was like, this is the great YR. And then I don't know if it was you or the other bald guy that said, no, you're not. You're a stupid piece of shit.
Yeah. And then what?
You talking to me? I'm not bald.
Steve, are you talking to him or me? You talking about last... What are you talking about?
This is the wrong channel. You should tell that on the Who Gives a Fuck channel.
That's what that story's talking to me or not, but either way, I'm not bald.
Put it on the Who Gives a Fuck show.
Listen, Rocky, next time you go to Hedonism, when you first get there, go to the bar and just fucking scream,
drink up, show your tits, flash your pussies, let me tickle your clits.
Yeah, what's on the
party here?
Which one do you like better, Filthy? The first or the second? They'd have left.
Second. They're both legendary, but the second one is just fucking outlandish, dude.
The ending on the second one is just...
Oh, yeah, when he goes at it with that dude?
Yeah.
Dude, listen, they're both legendary. What the second one is... Dude, he fucking opens up with fucking cunt farts. Like, come on.
Cunt farts.
Dude, I remember the first time I'm listening to it. I'm in the barbershop, and Rybak was on.
Get it?
Oh, that's the first one.
And he's just for fucking 10 minutes. Rybak.
Right.
Get it?
Yeah. Get it?
The guy goes in the guy's face. He must have been 2 inches probably from the guy's face.
But the guy says to him, "I don't get this bit." He goes, "You don't get this bit? You think I do?" He's like, that was 2 fucking hours. Like, the guy didn't get that. He was just saying shit to make you aggravated.
He didn't give a fuck, dude. He used to, my favorite was
dude. Special is fucking hilarious.
Dude, my favorite with Dice was when the fucking dude goes into the bathroom and his girl's out there and he just fucking, oh my god, he lays into this girl.
He took the fucking Chinese chick.
Christ, yeah, dude, it was so fucking just. And then the classic one where he fought the guy at the end of his show too. Remember that?
I made your grandfather fuck your sister in a fucking asshole while she licked your mother's asshole while she was taking a shit on your father. That's what I did.
On your fucking father. All right, well, anyway, Dave Rose, thank you for coming in tonight and hanging out with us on the 9/11 show. I appreciate it, brother, and coming in with your take on all of this. And I mean, I'm sure we can get deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper into this shit, but it just so happened a Wednesday night and ended up this year on 9/11, so we weren't going to come on tonight and do all kinds of funny shit and try to have a great time and all that when, like I said, there's people all around us that are like, you know, one fireman just died not too long ago, about 4 weeks ago. That was the clip that I played you guys about Trump saying my hometown. That the fireman that died was from my hometown, East Meadow, and he died because of, like, results of 9/11 and all that shit, so... You know, my heart goes out to all these people that are losing family members still to this fucking day. And just 3 years ago, they found a part of somebody's body on a rooftop in the city. So they're they're still finding people. They're still finding people and IDing people from 9/11 18 years later. Think of that. There's still people that are unaccounted for.
Think of that, Ken. I don't want to think of that.
Yeah, man, it's fucked up. There's still people that are unaccounted for, man. That's fucked up. That family members never got anything back to bury. Like, that's some fucked up shit, you know? And Chuck was in there. No, I'm just kidding. Chuck's not doing too good. Well, actually, Chuck's doing really good. Because he's loving life. But anyway, Rocky, thank you for coming in. Rocky from Super Ugly. You can check them out every Tuesday night. And also on the Realm Network.
Russo'sBrand.com.
Russo'sBrand.com. And the one and only Dave Rose tonight as well. It's been a while. Dave, thank you, man.
No, I appreciate you taking my call and letting me say my piece. But again, this is something that, again, I recognize and honor every year. This is something that touched me very hard.
Yeah.
And despite all the conspiracies surrounding it, the fact is people died, America was attacked, and I will not rest until we see justice.
Yeah, man. Well, thank you, man. Who's this we got coming in here? Oh, nice man, Debro. What up, man?
Chris bitch, yeah, I won't miss. This cracker-ass bitch can freestyle, no diss.
Oh, shit.
My words will cripple cause I always keep it simple. Step aside for baddest in this game today.
Well, I'm going to say
Time
this.
to get humbled, Uvina Canole.
I'm going to say
Never
this.
Survive against me.
I'm going to say this right now. Anybody out there at all that wants to battle Chris in a rap battle, he's taking any and all comers in a rap battle, one-on-one diss track rap battle. So if anybody out there wants to step on up, they can step on up to Chris. He's going to have open invitation. He's going to tell you guys about it this Saturday. And all that. Guys, thank you for being with us tonight.
Yo, Dave, you still here? He's not here?
I don't know. I don't know if he is. Let me see. No, he's not.
All right, doubts. All right.
Why? What'd you have to tell him?
Because I was going to say, Dave, it was a pleasure having you on the show. Go fuck yourself.
No, it was good to have him on, man. It's been a while. Thank you, Dave, for coming in and hanging out with us.
And hopefully a while again.
Rocky, you too, man. Thank you for coming in. It's been a while for you. And I'm gonna be on
Super Ugly Show YouTube.
Yeah, I'm gonna be on your show not too long from now either. Too me and Chris, I think something, right? We're gonna do something.
Yeah, I was telling you guys. I want you guys to come through. Mike, you're more than welcome also.
Dude, listen, we're going to have a conversation offline about what you fucking discussed before. Because if you come through with that, listen, don't worry about
it. Anyway, guys, thank you everybody out there joining us tonight on this fucking 9/11 night. And if you weren't affected by 9/11, you live in the U.S. or anywhere in this world, then you're very lucky. I mean, we're all affected by it in a way, but if you're not, you don't know any loved ones or anything like that, then you're very lucky. A lot of people were affected by it. So, thanks, guys, and we'll see you this Saturday. Peace.
On fire.
I just fucked Chuck.
Hey, where is that?
Oh my god. Good night, everybody.